Welcome to Silat. I start my Silat classes with yoga. First sequence, decompress the body in what's called the child's pose, and then strongly arch your spine.
Hold on. I like yoga before class, but I've only had to do yoga before class in classes that required extreme amounts of flexibility. Is this going to be one of those?
And aside from the leg bar here, you feel that?
Okay, it is. Fantastic.
There's a birthday up and back, child's pose. Two more. Arch it, inside arm, and stack it to the ceiling. Turn it sideways. Drift it past center line. Our knees are facing that way, and roll onto your stomach to the left, and switch S stances. That's one rep, we're gonna do 5 more.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. Going into this, I don't know what Silat
S
is.
stance. Roll to the right,
So far, pretty cool, but what is happening?
and roll to the right. Excellent.
And I know he's not talking to me right here. Also, question, what's up with all the kitchen knives down the dark tunnel? Are we going to address that?
And then we do stretch kicks down here.
No? Okay.
Rubber band your hamstring, S stance. To the other side, S stance. Left leg stretch kick. Stretch kick. 1, 3 more.
If this is representative at all of what we're going to be doing for the rest of the day, this is going to be sick. I don't know what's going to be going on, but I'm excited. I should probably ask.
If you had to define Silat in like a sentence, how would you explain it?
Well, the first thing that needs to be understood is Silat is a comprehensive term.
Okay.
It does not denote a single style.
Okay.
You could say it's an umbrella term. And this is my Silat board. It has a list of, talks about the Majapahit Empire. It was made up of anywhere from 11 to 14 countries, and they're listed there.
Interesting.
It's believed a lot of the Silat is similar because Southeast Asia was under the rule of one empire. I really teach 9 different looks of Silat. Some of these are reflective of a famous individual.
Okay.
And others are named after an animal. A popular one's a tiger. It's called Harimau. And I bring this up because Silat will vary from region to region, from village to village, and really from family to family. Currently, Silat has strong Islamic influence, very strong, a mixture of Hindu and Buddhist philosophy. If it has Chinese influence, they call it Kuntao Silat. So Silat is a general term. If it's from Indonesia, it's called Pencat Silat, or Penjak Silat.
So, to summarize it in one sentence, Silat is a southeastern Asian martial art from the Malay Islands that has a basis in self-defense with a lot of weapons that go along with it, and has its roots and origins preserved through dance, which unfortunately you're gonna see more of later. Also, our instructor is Jeremiah Lovejoy, and Lovejoy is just the most applicable name possible. Look at his face. What a Lovejoy kind of guy. He probably wasn't even born with that last name. Somebody just gave it to him. And now it's his government last name. I'm getting off track.
It's like warrior culture trying to get you to do healthy movements. I teach 9 of these. The first one is this. It goes round kick, and then goes spinning sickle kick over. Then I go back over this way. And then he'll do the same. He'll just target the head. This is number 1. Then he'll go back. He'll go over. The second one is if he blocks my round kick. You spinning sickle kick that way, then I'll change my base. He'll block that. And spinning sickle kick that way. The third one is you just go over and you chalk the foot and you chase him back. And see, these aren't really combative motions. They could be, but really these are part of the health system. My spine has got to move over. He kicks.
Oh, you're going again? Oh man, it's so hard to tell where you're kicking from.
And then I got to be able to go back.
Okay, I'm here now. The switching over on the opposite side is tricky. That's hard.
Ugh. But some of the Silat is known to do those spinning kicks, and then before it lands, you go airborne, and then you land in the S stance, like that.
How cool.
That would be a trademark of that tradition.
And that felt okay?
Also, this is my buddy Adam. He set this whole thing up, so everybody comment RIP Adam's apples. Also, speaking of last names, his last name's Rector. Rector? I hardly even know. No, I can't say that here.
Cool.
But if you were in a rice field, I mean, there's a layer of water, you would have maybe less qualms about just falling into it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Squishy. You can either start from the ground or you can drop into it. Go airborne and hit it. Yeah, that's a 100-pound bag. That's a pretty strong kick. Yeah, scoot back a little bit and get some air time on it. Hit it. Go. Whoop. Huh. See, that's a pretty strong kick. And now standing kick it. I mean, how similar is that? It was very similar. First option, your knee stays down. Come up on the knee and push your shin into it. You can even post on the ground with both hands if you choose to. Yeah, excellent, excellent,
Okay.
excellent. Step up, kick, boom.
Oh, that takes a lot of mobility.
Third iteration is you throw that leg for momentum and you go airborne.
Do you see this a lot in movies?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Do you see this Silat in movies?
A lot.
Okay.
Silat and the Filipino arts,
Yeah.
and the Indonesian arts, Southeast Asian arts in general are
Right.
big in Hollywood. After the warm-up, I like to start with what's called the tiger system,
Okay.
the harimau. So often, so much of the Silat, of what it really is hidden in plain sight. This is a really interesting hallmark of Silat. Technique 1, you rocking chair up, you go to the S stance, and you just pull the inside of the knee. S stance, inside knee pull, and he follows up. Round kick, spinning sickle kick, and he posts up. And if you don't know someone, this is how you're going to initially teach them.
Okay.
And what I mean by that,
I thought if you don't know someone, I was expecting this to be like, this is what you do to them.
no, this is the gentle one. But in the Southeast Asian arts, you usually just put a blade in the hand. And that's usually the secret of the system. All right. So for example, on inside knee pull, this is the karambit.
Okay.
So when you roll up, don't fall, Mr. Angie. You'll just cut through the knee like that. Before the training, you roll up and it just touches and it goes over. And now you don't need to do the kicks. You can just monitor that and you just cut a smiley face in there. Very simple. And you might want to defend that. So you just go into the neck like that. Very, very simple finishes. Maybe it goes up and then you'll cut down like that. So like that, like that. If someone's new and you don't really know them, maybe you show no weapon and you show like round kick, spinning sickle kick,
Right.
maybe a post. That would be an example.
Yeah, and they get the health benefits of all the movement.
Exactly.
Without being like,
Excellent.
oh, they're chopping up my bits.
Little did I know that it was soon about to be my bits that would be chopped. And also, what in the heck is this style? Why that area with the...
From here, it doesn't look like it, but I can hit your throat from here. You can hit up here. If this is number 1, you'll slide in for number 2. And I just ring it out like that. It's like that. I know you're right there, but see, there's the groin.
Yeah.
This is very simple, right?
Yeah.
And they open the hip, just like we did in the yoga, and it goes up. Feel that? Isn't that odd?
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, that's a weird heel hook.
Yes.
In the dances, you will see this stuff. Remember you asked me why the tapping?
Yeah.
Seated to your right, seated to your left, and stand up. You get up and back down. Excellent. Now seated to the right, seated to the left, seated to the right, stand up on this side. As soon as you get up, you go back down. So far, so good?
Yeah, do I have to check for my wallet and my keys? I'm not sure what that one is.
What did I miss? Oh, yeah. You could practice these motions,
I know where this is going.
It's very simple. And obviously, the speed of that would be unsafe.
Yes.
Technique 3 is leg weave. Technique 4 is jump scissor. Technique 5 is sitting on the knee, downward facing dog. So doesn't that look weird?
Yes.
Yeah, it does look weird.
For sure.
Technique 6 that I do is just tight S stance with no hands like that. Technique 7 is reverse S stance. Technique 8 is this tackle below the knee. And technique 9, I don't know the Indonesian name for it. We just call it fire pole. But you touch the knee and you roll like that, and you go under, and they tap it out here. That's the 9 techniques. There's more techniques, but I stopped it.
That's just in that system.
It's just in that system.
And are all takedowns from the ground up? Like, are most of them when you're already on the ground?
Both answers. And it's even worse with the karambit. You would just stick it in there and you just like that. And you don't need technique for that. Right. But the technique for the empty hand system is harder. You have to roll like that, and then you roll up to that position, and that, see like that. And versus, you can do the follow-up. Is the camera moving here?
Yep.
Okay, going slow, so not to hurt any camera angle.
Sure.
Like that, low, go up, in, and it may go into the groin, but it could weave. And I will linger here, and I will open. It's not lethal yet.
Okay.
I can say, notice your legs trapped.
Yep.
No, you're very exposed.
Yep.
Uncomfortable.
Yep.
Little scary.
Well, this makes me not want to push in this way. I think a natural reaction if someone was untrained.
Now, my fist is into you.
Yep.
You notice that?
Yep.
As opposed to this.
Yeah, that is different.
So
Yeah.
I could say, look, Seth, we got to talk about the issues we're having right now.
No.
Do we need to accelerate this confrontation?
Yeah.
I mean, a smiley face, pretty terrible.
Yeah.
You need to feel that.
Yep.
Yeah, very simple. You see that? Look at your hand. Your hand won't let me do that, though, will it? I'll trap it and go to the neck. Very simple. That's the simpleness of the system.
Yeah, right. Where there's hands, don't go.
Something like
stab
that.
somewhere
But
else.
it's a blade. Look, I'm going to go through your hand anyway. Look, feel that?
Yeah.
Feel that? If it doesn't matter, if it go that way, feel that?
Yep.
Yeah, very, very simple.
I now feel closer to Jeremiah than I ever thought I would. What he does with that karambit is not love or joy. That thing is a tool of pain, which is different than a tool of gains, which is also the sponsor of today's video. The Shadow Boxer Pro from Gyro Fitness. Look like a cop in an 80s movie. My little suspenders on. Let's take this outside. First things first, as far as ease of use goes, this thing is incredibly easy to put on. It takes like 15 seconds total. This thing is 100% meant for boxing, but I've got Sumo Nationals coming up, so I've got a better idea. The Shadow Boxer Pro is designed to develop punching power and speed. Within 2 minutes of using this thing, I figured out pretty quickly what I wanted to use it for. It's pretty versatile. Oh, the burn. Oh, the burn is real. The only thing you can't do with this is throw kicks, but that's fine. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I put it on, and I was like, how much can you really do with this? I'm feeling it in the shoulders and the hip flexors. This keeps all the resistance from the back to the front of your punches rather than the top down like holding weights does. I would much prefer this over something else. It adds resistance to your punching mechanics without really hindering it. The same thing goes for your footwork. Can I practice pummeling? And there's a lot of different types of martial arts that you can use this for. If you guys want to get this, it'll be linked down below. Get yourself a good shoulder pump, something good to warm up with, maybe to finish off workouts with. Cool little invention here. There's things that I'm like, I wish I would have thought of that. This is one of them. Dadgummit. Before we get into what I can only describe as Southeastern super advanced jiu-jitsu, do you remember how earlier a lot of the stuff that we did kind of all came from the ground? Even the kicks, which are typically a, I don't know, pretty standing strike. Contextually for us, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. If you're like myself and you live in the US right now, there's concrete. A lot of it, everywhere. And the climate, a fair amount of the year, is pretty dry. But if you look at the context of Southeast Asia or the Malay Islands, we're talking wet, muggy ground. Lots of rice farms like you mentioned before. So rather than standing and running the possibility of slipping and falling and ending up on the ground anyway, what if you started from the ground? It's just such a fascinating topic to me, and I think this part is so cool, and it makes a lot of sense why it looks like Jeremiah's just kind of slipping and sliding around. Even though he's on a mat, I don't know how he does that.
One of them is they'll sit down on the person here, and you fold it up, and they will roll in to a triangle. You can come on up, Aaron. Come on up. Oh, yeah, that's it. Looks like a classic triangle.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
They'd always teach this.
Right.
It's like that.
Yeah.
He's tapping it. And then we'd exit. Then the other one, they teach a triangle from the back, but they don't call it triangle. Originally, it was called octopus.
Okay.
Doesn't that sound weird?
Yeah.
They have giant octopi.
Yeah.
Right off the coast there.
Yeah.
Maybe if you saw that as a fisherman, maybe I'll add that to my martial arts.
I like to think somebody dove in, came up, and
Ah,
was like, and was like this, and then just went out, and then they were like, huh, we got to come up with some like, American animal, like a good animal that we can base a style off of.
Okay.
Bison, the bison butt, or something. It's just you just headbutt them.
That's excellent.
This isn't going anywhere. Okay.
For the other triangle, it's a classic behind the triangle. How they set it up is they'll block the arm, they show the growing stomp, but you'll have the kind of pistol squat. So this one's hard to get into. Looks like a classic kind of north-south triangle. The difference is instead of looking for the choke, they would hold the arm so they couldn't grab the weapon, and they would do the thumb here like that. That's how they'd show it. 1, 2, 3, the raking. Then they have an escape route where they go kind of like that. So one of the other locks is it's a branch lock. Doesn't look like much, does it? But it injures the rotator cuff. I'll have to let you feel this. Oh, he just lays down for me. Oh, thank you. Hello.
I didn't want to get
We
taken
gotta
down.
hit the trachea. Hold on, hit like that. Hit the groin.
Of course.
But when you
As
go
one
into
does.
these positions here, nice and slow, just feel this very slowly. Feel that? Let alone if I'm able to achieve this wrap. Yeah, I'm just going to turn just looking over my left shoulder. That tap. Versus if I make it really tight here. Feel that? Because I can hug here and tap you out. But when I take you, see the head, it's like 1 and 2 and 3. Can you defend that here? Feel that? Like that? Yeah. And I'll move this over here. So like that. And I'll wrap it up. Classic kind of triangle here, but it's hitting like this here. Blocking the arm, boogieing over, stretching you. See the growing shot? The solar plexus. Yeah. Technically, I would keep you stretched out like that. Feel that bite? Yeah. And the head. And I'll push my foot behind. Head scissors arm bar. And then the pancake. They would pancake you, and if I could, you would kneeling exit. See, I don't want to smash your vertebrae, but I'm supposed to like that.
You're supposed
And then there's
to.
a weird muscle lock if I can get it. Can't get it on everyone, but it would just tap out. Feel that?
Yep.
That's just the grappling sequence.
Right.
And there's a lot of memorization in this art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done like a bunch of sequencing or like flowing from one thing to the other.
That is a hallmark that's a Southeast Asian training method.
Okay.
And it's a hallmark of the art. I think it's a nice way to upload the skills fairly quickly into your muscle memory. It doesn't mean it's going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
At all.
Okay.
No. As I understand it, Southeast Asia, in the Silat too, it is an art of overkill. You might kick the leg like that, but you might throw the dirt in the face, and you might kick the face instead. See, you would just kick the knee here, but you would weave it, catch the head, and go position. This is the initial setup.
Yeah.
They like the telephone position here behind the head. If you see that up there, there it is. Slide in, hook the pec, and aside from the leg bar here, you feel that? That's tap versus the groin shot. Hard to defend. Yeah, I'm avoiding your groin, obviously.
Yeah, I appreciate
Let
that.
alone the face. It
sounds like all the girls in high school.
Like that. And you can free your right arm is not trapped. Get it out of there. Come on, get it. Come on. There it is. If you're kind of giving it to me, but you try to arm bar. You feel the arm bar? That's it. Versus the leg bar. Versus the groin. Versus the face. That's it. And that's the third technique in the series.
Oh, that's. So this is Silat.
Yes. In traditional Silat, because it's equatorial culture, sarongs are still a part of the culture. Right. I mean, hot, you know what I mean? Equatorial. And they learned there's a fighting art with these.
Yeah.
It sounds a little fictitious. Have you seen this before?
Oh, like Jackie Chan with the
Kind
coats.
of. Well, this is inextricably a part of the Silat. So they have, in Indonesia, there are a lot of temples. The speech is, if you're a spiritual person and you go to temple, it would be proper to put the sarong on, and you would wear it all the way down, covering the feet. This is traditional custom. You would wear this down, and you would have other stuff on. But in the Silat, I mean, it's hot. And if the sarong is shortened, and you would wear it like that, some traditional practitioners, they will make you, this would be part of your dress. Look at this thing. What the heck is that thing? They would use these things, see, like that? Like that, pick the eye.
Yeah.
They're like that. And you'll learn to fight with these. If you give the one, see, I don't even change the hands. You elbow, you knee, this is like throw, look up. That's number one. See like that? Can you roll? You roll down like that, and there's the choke right there like that. Let alone if you pull that off like that. That's part of the art. Look how, I barely changed the move.
Yeah.
This will choke faster than the arms.
I believe
It's
that.
very fast, very unpleasant.
Yeah.
So this is part of the art. The good news is, once you learn the entries, I don't have to change the art.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
I just do the same motion.
It's focused on the body, and then what you do with it is.
And then let alone this thing. I haven't gotten to this thing yet.
Okay.
Here, I'll let you feel very slow. I'll go here. Just give me a one, give me like that. If I elbow, you can block all that, by the way, like the groin kick. Sure. So if I get to this position, I'm defending your hand. Yep. If I can, this is first position. I'm just barely pulling. You feel that? Yep. See, I'm not even tweaking my body. I'll go very slow. Yeah. It just forms to the shape of everything. You feel that? Yep. Now, based off this first technique, there's numerous routes I can go. Okay. It depends. You kind of tell me where to go. Okay. But I don't want to hurt your neck. Okay. One way is I can stand you up and see how the choke there. Yep. But I might spiral you around. Yep. Like it depends where your hands are at here. Like if I can free that up, I'll stand you up this way. Just look, freed. See that? Yep. If I just push you away here, is that a real choke?
Yeah, it's a real choke.
Here, you can straighten your body up, by the way. Just tighten your neck up a little bit. Yeah, like that, like that. Yep. I don't know if I tip you up and just go down. That's it. And as soon as you go down, I'll be very slow here. Okay. Feel that I just stand up. Very unpleasant, yeah?
Yeah. You're
Let alone
deadlifting my neck.
if you go down here, like that. I just put a knee, like that. I put my fist in here. I put my palm in there, like that, or I just punch repeatedly. But if I even go to the arm bar, I can go to the breaks and the locks with that on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's part of the art.
It's like gi chokes on steroids.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's really
But
cool.
there's a whole thing here,
Yeah.
let alone from doing it like this. Even this, they have a wrist lock crate. This is even weirder. Okay. So from the shot here, if I hit like that, maybe this is fictitious because I can miss this. Feel that?
Yeah, I do.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
They consider that the wrist lock. Right. I'll just gently throw you. Feel that? Excellent. Did you fall for me?
No, not really.
This here. I can just choke it here, like that. I can put my fist. This is called the noose. like that, and I can punch, and choke, and choke, and choke like that. It's very fast, and I don't feel that at all. But of course, I can miss all that.
That's pretty cool. That's insanely cool. It's funny that the two main weapons are something super sharp and then close.
Polar opposite. It's like
Yeah,
yin and yang. Yin
Yeah,
and yang.
right. Huh.
Which, this is a nice segue now to go into the dances.
Yeah.
So in Silat, there's these dances that are practiced. And in fact, the term Penkat Silat, the Penkat refers to the dance portion, meaning the art not applied. Silat refers to the application of the art. You follow that?
Yep.
But the story goes is in ancient times, after battle,
Okay.
if this particular group was victorious, there would probably be around the fire late at night, these celebratory things going on. You know, you're excited from the battle. And there'd be warriors around the fire telling stories of what they did in the battle. Bragging that, hey, did you see me do this over to that? Did you see me do that? Eventually, music is a tribal music has always been a huge part of that part of the world.
Okay.
Theory is they would just start dancing it, and over time the words went away. So it was a celebratory practice.
I just want you to know that before this next part starts, which is very horrifying, I didn't see him do that dance yet. So, yeah, just be warned for what's about to happen.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of teaching you, I'm going to challenge you to do something. Like say you're hanging around tonight,
Okay.
and instead of just talking about what happened, what if you had to talk and reenact what you did today?
Oh, cool.
This
Okay.
would be like the origins.
Yeah, in my hotel room.
Yeah. But you can do it right now. But you could relive any experience.
Okay.
Excellent. On camera. It'll be great.
Okay.
So,
Man, this is brutal. Okay.
without words.
And music. I
Move.
think that's making it a little.
Yeah, I don't have any music. And my drums are a little flat. Otherwise, I would drum for you.
That's okay.
That would help.
Yeah.
It would help.
Yeah.
It would.
But we don't need that.
Okay.
Of course.
You might need it.
Okay.
I can't. I don't think I can watch it. I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to cut it up. I'm not going to put music over top of it. If I have to watch it like this, so do you. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I'm just going to let it play.
This is a long battle.
Well, it's kind of, yeah, I'll explain in a second. Okay. That was
Excellent.
it.
Oh,
was it.
Love it. Love it. Now,
was it.
Okay, before you tell us
You
the
wanna
why.
guess?
Before you tell us the why.
Okay.
Let's say you that became something you practiced regularly. You loved reliving that story so much, and then you gathered people who wanted to study with you because they liked how you fought.
Right.
And then somehow that became the first dance you taught, but it was based on your experience.
Right.
You're trying to convey that. This is like origins.
Yeah,
stories
yeah,
here.
yeah.
I think this is a very real possibility.
Sure. It also makes sense that stories would be passed down this way because they're more entertaining than just a person being like, I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this. This can live on longer.
And then you would learn to make it more entertaining.
Yeah.
What do you mean more entertaining? I had the best time doing Silat. This is a martial arts style that I really knew nothing about coming into it, and it's just so fascinating. The thought of throwing kicks from the ground in rice fields because standing and fighting might be too slippery, or how the karambit would change grappling. Sequencing some of the craziest joint locks and chokes I've ever seen. I had such a good time. Guru Lovejoy, 10 out of 10 teacher, 10 out of 10 experience. How fun. If you want to see this whole thing uncut, make sure you become a yellow belt member down below. It's $2.99 a month, and you get access to an uncut version of pretty much any of these martial arts sessions that you see me do. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.
You follow that? Yeah. So give us the why of what you just told us here.
That was just my martial arts experience, bottom to top. So I started off on the knees with karate, growing up, and then I moved into Muay Thai.
A lifetime story.
Yeah, and then into the judo, and then the jiu-jitsu, and then finishing up with the sumo, and then I edited it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then it all went into the YouTube. Yep.
Wow.